as we head for presidential nominations tomorrow. Just a quick recap: the Electoral Commission appointed the 23rd and 24th of September 2025 as the dates for nomination of candidates for presidential elections 2026. This nomination exercise will be conducted at these very grounds where we are, at plot 2508 Lweeza, Lweeza Road, Makindye Sabagabo Municipality, Wakiso District, starting at 10 a.m. up to 4 p.m. on both days. Again, I wish to remind Ugandans that a person aspiring for nomination as presidential candidate is required to be a citizen of Uganda by birth, a registered voter of 18 years and above. He or she is required to submit certified copies of educational qualifications confirming that he or she obtained a minimum formal education of advanced A-level or its equivalent. The aspirant's nomination shall be supported by not less than 100 persons who are registered voters from not less than 98 districts, which forms 2/3 of all the districts or cities of Uganda. The aspirants are also required to fulfill other requirements as listed in the Presidential Elections Act and the guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission in order to be successfully nominated. These include the nomination paper in triplicate, declaration by candidates on consent to nomination, proof of minimum formal education of advanced level standard or its equivalent, proof of registration as a voter for the candidate or the aspirant and the proposer as well as the seconder, 3 recent postcard size photographs of the proposed candidate, proof of compliance with section 10 subsection 1 and 1B and 3 of the Presidential Elections Act with regard to the number of supporters from 2/3 of the districts of the country. Then certificate of compliance issued by the Electoral Commission. Once we have certified that you have complied with the numbers required from the relevant districts in the country, we issue the certificate of compliance. Proof of payment of a non-refundable nomination fee of 20 million Uganda shillings. If you are an independent candidate, you select a symbol from among those provided by the Electoral Commission. Then the aspirant or candidate will also be required to appoint an official agent. The aspirants are urged to bring along a proposed campaign schedule with a starting date of 29th September this year to facilitate the smooth harmonization after the nomination exercise. Access to the nomination venue shall be accessed by only persons who have been invited and accredited to participate in or observe the exercise. Further to the above, an aspirant shall be allowed into this nomination venue accompanied by not more than 20 persons, including the aspirant himself or herself. The particulars of persons accompanying the aspirant shall be submitted to the Commission in advance. An aspiring candidate will only use 2 vehicles for purposes of his or her nomination, and each vehicle should not carry more than 10 persons, the driver inclusive. Each of these vehicles shall bear a police sticker. The Commission strongly warns aspirants from mobilizing hundreds of supporters to accompany them to and from the nomination venue, as processions are not permitted along public roads during this exercise. For the avoidance of doubt, the incumbent president, who is also an aspirant, shall use such facilities as are ordinarily attached to his office, and this is in line with Section 28, subsection 2 of the Presidential Elections Act that permits him to utilize the facilities attached to his office even though he is a candidate. The Uganda Police Force, I believe, has already published the arrangements for traffic flow along the routes leading and from the Electoral Commission nomination grounds here and the vicinity as per the traffic guidelines. We have here I think in charge of the traffic police and also their spokesperson. He will highlight more on these traffic guidelines. Upon successful nomination, candidates who wish to meet with their supporters to launch their manifestos are advised to organize and conduct such meetings in full compliance with the traffic regulations and laws governing public assemblies. The Commission, but I want to emphasize, these meetings for launch of manifestos are not part of the EC program. For us, the EC program with these nominated candidates begins on the 29th of September when they're expected to go on the campaign trail, whereupon the guidelines governing those campaigns will be put into play. But before that, they'll be required to harmonize their campaign schedules all together so that they know who will be in what part of the country on a particular or specific date. The Commission has designed a program that will facilitate swift conduct of the nomination exercise, given that the bulk of nomination documents, that is the list of supporters, have already been verified in advance. I want you to note that aspiring candidates will be required to be physically present and submit all the requisite documents for verification. The Commission will, after scrutiny and upon satisfaction that the requirements have been met or fulfilled, declare the aspirant duly nominated. The nominated candidate will then briefly address the public through the media at the media center or point that is to be set up here at the nomination venue. Thereafter, the Electoral Commission will hand over the security vehicle and security personnel to each candidate who have been nominated. In conclusion, the Electoral Commission calls upon all aspirants, their agents, and supporters to follow the guidelines that have been issued for this nomination exercise. This will enable the Commission to conduct the exercise in an orderly, peaceful, and safe manner for each one of us, those who are here and those who will not be here. I thank you for listening to me.